about that.
So I'm really curious to know how this team comp is going to go against somebody as aggressive as Reap What You Sow. So let's get right into this. This is our grand finals of today. NoBully and Team RMS. Slight difference in our, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Slightly difference in our...
It's a best of 9, folks, in map. Win score 5.
Yep.
A slight difference in format. There you go. Guy in our ear, always there for the rescue. Now shut up.
Oh my god. Jeez.
Reap What You Sow, already trying to go in the Petrify on Varesh, actually, so he can't put those debuffs on. It's actually very well done early on. Vareem now taking a lot of damage. Oh my god, completely melted in the counter. Look at Proc protagonist. Will he take him down? He will have to shield himself, which will leave to Hurts. Take a look at the damage he's taken. This is a much different story.
Yeah, very aggressive right now. Reap What You Sow and Verse are wasting no time. Neither is protagonist. They know the name of the game, and they're going to be playing it. Oh, a Verse around the wall. Is a movie called Wanted?
Wanted? What were you, Kurt Bullets?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was interesting. I'm going to be professionally polite here. That movie was interesting.
A Verse is like that.
A Verse is like the guy from Wanted?
Yeah, he spins the boomerangs. I guess boomerangs do spin normally, so that's not quite as cool.
They do have a curve around them, yeah. There's not going to be a movie about a guy who uses a boomerang standard-wise. Use a boomerang like it's meant to be used. Look, it's curving.
I'm sure there's a superhero out there that uses a boomerang, right? There has to be.
All I can think
from
of is
Australia?
that kid from the Pokemon show who lived with all the Genghis-Khans. He had a little boomerang, didn't he?
I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, Reap What You Sow, look at that. Already going into Vareem. Has to put the barrier up on himself, which means he's going to try and turn it into flesh. But, oh God, man, Vareem. He just can't get away. Not an appeal from his allies. One of the downfalls of this team comp, they're not able to protect. There's the material. And then he just switches targets, but he does get sniped on the way out. Now he's looking to Hurts in the face. Somehow stays alive, gets on the other side of the wall, tries to mitigate some damage. They will regroup.
Whoa,
the battleship's alive, and they will snipe the orb.
Battleship is just fine. Emergency repairs successful. Nice immaterial to get them out of the... Oh, and then... Oh, I wonder about that. Broke the CC. Here comes the Varesh ultimate. Gets one, misses a second, and gets incapacitated. Reap What You Sow easily disposes of Hurts there.
Oh, the silence.
Nice.
He will go down. Oh,
it's a 2v2. The health levels are not looking good for NoBully.
20% to 47. Oh, but there's a weaken on Jade now. She's not going to be able to deal as much damage, and the Flesh is just going to hunt down. There is the disabling shot, but Protagonist is going to counter right through. He does have his ultimate. We might see it soon once he knows there's nothing left.
Oh, nice snipe.
What a snipe right through him while a Verse is petrified. There's a double petrified. Protagonist will heal back up. He has his ultimate. His counter will get procced. He space bars away, gets ultimate, will
nice
go down
punch from Vareem.
with the full ultimate. Maybe a Verse is gonna go grab it and pop the piggy. No, they're gonna defend that with their lives. Take a look at that in the flesh. He sees it.
Oh, and the snapshot was good in the flesh, and Vareem maybe giving themselves E-high fives there because that was sick coordination between the two of them.
E-high fives.
I like it. Protagonist popped his.
What does an E-high five look like?
An E-high five is where you, through voice communication, say, "Hey, E-high five." And then you...
Do you both time it?
Yeah.
That was a wet sounding high five.
I'm
very wet.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Hey, you were the one in the studio that was actually moist during broadcast.
Well, I get sweaty.
It was all over the desk in front of you.
I get really sweaty.
It was gross.
It was dripping on me, man.
And it stinks, man.
I smell really bad. That's besides the point. But no one on broadcast knows because they can't smell through the screen. Well,
Disgusting.
they know. They just don't know to the degree. Yeah. Oh, they're going to try and get a Petrifying to Hurts. They want to remove him before he starts getting those bounce M2s off. He hasn't landed any just yet. Now we're going to see the immaterial already coming out from Reap What You Sow. He wants to go in. Oh, take a look at that. And the flesh taking a little bit of max health damage. Reap now has found it.
To Hurts.
But the panic will stop him from going in. A triple immaterial. Who's going to get that orb? Easily taken by Reap What You Sow. And then countered. He's going for Vareem. The barrier's up, and the barrier is down. The in cap on 2. Varesh cannot put damage. What an M2 from a Verse.
The X-Strike came in big and hit 2, both in the flesh and to Hurts, getting a little bit injured by that. And now they're going to be on the back foot. In the flesh is kiting away, and he doesn't have many for cooldowns. Many for cooldowns. Good English.
No, not many for cooldowns. To Hurts is
taken out.
Almost got petrified. Almost. Now we're going to see 2 ultimates. Protagonist. Oh, here's a double. We're going to see the other one.
Oh, God, that doesn't
man.
work.
It's the solar blade, or the whirling
beam.
Whirling beam. Whirling blade. to enunciate it like he does, you have to make a really weird shape with your mouth.
I really liked what Turrets and In the Flesh were doing early on, but I think they might have spent their cooldowns a little too aggressively. They popped EX Stealth in the middle of the map, and Turrets really tried to put out as much damage as he could in that moment. But Avert's protagonist and Reap What You Sow just decided to jump away, go collapse on Vareem, and that caused Turrets to miss a lot of shots. And then In the Flesh had to jump through to try to peel for Vareem and ended up taking the brunt of the damage himself. And so I wonder if it would have been better to play a little more conservative on the side of In the Flesh, save that EX Stealth for moments when they knew they would be in trouble. I mean, it's kind of inevitable against this team comp. Oh, awkward.
Awkward indeed. Now Turrets is finding himself on the wrong side of the field, but protagonist just can't seem to reach him. The Petrify does go out. Both of them. Now Reap What You Sow is going to try and change targets.
Whoa, that stun hit!
I don't know how, but it just barely did. And now we're going to see the counter gets wasted. Oh, he gets in cap, but it's immediately broken. In the Flesh does snipe that orb. Fantastic orb control. Vareem doesn't have enough for his ultimate anymore, so he can't use that to control the field. Now Turrets, standing in the front line, will have his. He is immaterial.
Oh my god, he hit the snipe on the haste! In the Flesh is going crazy right now!
In the Flesh is dishing out quite a lot of damage, and he has built the damage on his
Whoa!
snipe.
Whoa! Turrets found the dash, got the last hit of the ultimate. A good 3-hit combo, and down goes Averse. And Team RMS are going to win out this 3v2, now 3v1 scenario. Nicely done from the team.
Pirouette, the pirouette. 2 rounds, the ping pong back and forth. I expect no less. I expect no less from the finalists in my tournament.
In the Flesh had a lot of really key snipes. We talk about how you have to land snipe back-to-back to really start seeing big benefits from having that skill available. It does a lot of burst damage. It's kind of average if you can only hit one every once in a while. But if you start hitting them back to back, the pressure really adds up. The first snipe, In the Flesh was able to get the orb. Second snipe hit Reap What You Sow around the corner. The third snipe hit Averse while he was hasted around, and then Turrets closed it out with an ultimate pop.
Oh, there's the Petrifying one, and the
oh god, the snare!
The
he needs
shield
to pop
gets
haste.
wasted. Oh, Vareem, that might be it. No energy to roll away. That is going to be it for her. Just got enough for the tasty swift roll. Now we're going to see them try and hunt her down. She does get shielded by Varesh. This orb, oh, just gets taken by Averse on the reflect of the boomerang.
Immaterial gets popped, and In the Flesh has no more snipe available, and Vareem will go down. Something that really sucked for In the Flesh and Turrets in that scenario was that Vareem used the swift roll because he absolutely needs to get out of the scenario, but actually In the Flesh was ready for it, so he used the EX Stealth at the same time, but because the roll was already on the way, the Immaterial missed. They could have been much more efficient spending one or the other. If they had saved a few more resources there, they might have been able to get out of the situation a little cleaner. But really the mistake came a little bit before that, right? Allowing Vareem to get collapsed on and being in that situation where you have weakened debuff applied onto you, you don't have Clarity Potion, and Shifu and Sirius are still right in your face, that's a situation that spells doom in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit tough. Vareem doesn't have a whole lot of appeal for him on his side, as Varesh doesn't have really any hard CC aside from his silence, and In the Flesh, the snipe is pretty tough to land and very projected. Oh, but there you go. They're going right at Vareem. The Immaterial will protect him from a little bit more damage. He might be down to half at this point with his max. A good panic.
Whoa!
Oh, what on earth just happened to Shifu? Protagonist, they got in between all three of them, and they punished hard. I honestly looked away for half a second. When I came back, he was dead.
All this time, Turrets had been going ham. And this is why Battleships is so strong, because Varesh will stand there, and if he hits his shots, he will just start wailing away at you. I believe 24 damage at a time, or is it 28 for his right click?
I want to go ahead and say that it's 24, but then you also are going to get that 15% debuff. He has 24 damage, and then the 15% debuff for 5 seconds. So after that, it's going to deal an additional 15% after that, and it does go to bounce. So the second one is actually going to do 8 damage and inflict judgment on the other one. Oh, to hurt.
The trade didn't happen. In the Flesh really needed to hit that snipe to make that situation kind of even for them. The counter does land though, and Turrets might be doing something big here. He silences and stares up Averse.
Averse though going to push him away and actually deal a lot of M1s. Oh, Turrets had to turn for that orb. Very smart on him. He wasn't going to be able to win those trades anymore. Averse had the advantage and the mobility. In the Flesh has to Immaterial out of that one, but doesn't get any veil on his allies. Another counter gets procced. Turrets wants to put some damage onto one, but the other does get countered. Now you see an Immaterial from Shifu. He wants to put some damage onto Hertz, but just too many shields. He can't do it. And Averse now, it's looking dangerous for him.
He is able to peel himself away, and In the Flesh and Hertz are going ham. But wait, somehow Protagonist is turning it around. The Blastfall will take down Reap What You Sow. A big ultimate, but there's no cooldowns left. He will get the silence.
He's silenced just out of it, and now Protagonist with almost nothing left, and he's the last one alive. It's going to go down. Fantastic plays from Team RMS, 1 round away from taking map number 1 of our finals.
I cannot emphasize how big it was for Vareem to land that Panic Flash. The spear hit, Reap What You Sow was soaring through the air, and the Panic Flash came at just the right time and hit Reap What You Sow. Well timed for Vareem.
Reap What You Sow is trying to poke holes in this battleship, but they're not making it easy on him. He does get a stealth Jade. Actually, fantastic spear. He's going
oh my god, Verse just got chunked!
Oh, Verse is losing a lot of health. But take a look at Vareem. Oh man, Reap What You Sow is just hunting him down the whole time. And the Flesh trying to peel for him. In the meantime, Protagonist takes a lot of damage as well.
Oh, Tahertz is really trying to go aggressive, and I think it's working. He's evened up the health levels. No matter how aggressive the opening moments were, Immaterial is down. Vareem needs to get some heals. He gets the Panic Flash again. Reap What You Sow gets peeled out, but Vareem is not in the clear yet. Tahertz doing what he can. Into Flesh trying to peel for Vareem. It's a race.
Oh, the X-Snipe around the wall does take in the Flesh, but he will not go down. He's going to try and get away from Vareem. Oh no! Does he have enough to get away? He swift rolls out, and that orb is going to go to...
Oh my god, the cooldowns are just barely coming in. It's really a race at this point. The first one to go down. Is there going to be a cross kill? They need to make it happen soon. He's in the crippling goo.
Oh, he does get to hurt. There's the ultimate, trying to bait out the counter, and he does. And then Jade will go down, followed immediately by Baresh, and they tie it up 4 rounds to 4 rounds. Back and forth they go.
What an incredible finish for NoBully. So close, so intense. Verse and Reap What You Sow were just trying to chase down so aggressive onto Vareem. Reap What You Sow was able to get through and finally make the kill happen. A good double incapacitate set up an advantageous situation for him and was able to catch up on a lot of the damage, despite the fact that Vareem and In the Flesh were pumping out cooldowns back to back. Wasn't enough.
Tahertz can't get any M2s down. He does finally land one on Reap What You Sow. The double debuff is there. He tried to get away from the snipe and he just gets out. But now we're going to see if Taya can get it. Oh, Taya. The silence plus the double debuff you took so much. Push Vareem back into the middle, and that orb is going to go to NoBully. Protagonist with full health, though. You might want to jump in and try and deal some damage.
Tahertz is doing a lot off the blast fault stun from In the Flesh. Actually, Tahertz is able to land quite a few shots. He's chunking a lot of the members on NoBully's team really, really low, but they need to focus out the damage.
What happened, Protagonist? There's a double immaterial in that orb.
Oh, no! He goes for Taya.
Oh, no, the silence!
Tornadoes.
He has to petrify Baresh twice. Protagonist just trying to stay alive, and now he ults, and it will tear through Lucy just in time. She will go down.
Crippling
just enough. Followed by trying to tear that shield. Reap What You Sow, trying to use his ultimate, and they will just barely eke out of this one. NoBully will take this one.
Oh my god, Crippling Goo is such a risk. Lucy needs energy. Lucy really, 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 really needs energy. Do not throw the Crippling Goo if you are under pressure, unless you know it can get you a kill. And even then, you need to consider your options. Do not throw Crippling Goo when you're under pressure. Just no. Don't do it, because that's what happens. You throw out the Crippling Goo. Reap What You Sow, to be fair, was in a bad situation, had to use the spear to get out of it, but the spear happened to be placed on a wall that was close to Vareem, and so essentially Reap What You Sow got another gap close off of it, as well as saving himself from damage. And then Vareem was out of options, didn't have bar, could not swift roll, and had little to no cooldowns left for himself. A little too aggressive. They were doing so well. And I talked about it. Tahertz was able to put out so much damage across the field. Every member of NoBully's, on NoBully's end was actually very low health. They needed to hone in their damage, focus it up, get a clean connection. It's not just about getting whatever damage you can. It's about getting the damage at the right time on the right target. And I think if they had just consolidated the resources, just re-secure themselves, center position, reoriented themselves, and then figured out, okay, how are we going to play the situation out? Let's keep it steady, let's keep it safe. I think they would have been able to take that map.
NoBully just able to eke it out, bringing it to round number 9, one prior, just tying it up. We can take a look here at just how close it got here.
This is such an intense series, down to the wire, the last round of the map, and oh my god, just look at the scramble right now. Swift rolling out of the ultimate, and then the EX stealth coming out here, I believe, after the incapacitate.
That double incap, fantastic.
The push on the Clarity Potion was just in time, but I think the cooldowns there just spent a little bit too eager. Yeah.
The roll was down, she had no choice, yeah. She put it out. It did some damage. It definitely put Reap in a situation where he had to go in, and you notice he's going to use his spear to get out of here. He's going to use Varesh as his escape, who's going to try and counter out. But sadly, you can't counter through a whirling blade.
Yeah, really good pressure. And NoBully just barely gets away. They could have lost that map at any point in time.
Oh, it went back and forth, and it's so fascinating to watch these teams at any given point. Just, you don't even know, I can't call it a throw, you can't call it like a trump, but it's just like, there's like one or two major decisions that happen in a game that could just turn it. All of a sudden, a heal doesn't go out, an ultimate doesn't go out, something gets missed, mobility is used incorrectly, and it takes, of course, a lot of skill of the other team to notice. And the moment they do, they pounce on them. And it's that quick reaction time to just deal as much max damage as you can. Because then also, now when you're lower, even if it doesn't get the final blow, but let's say you bring Lucy down to what? 60 total health. She has to spend the rest of the match playing a lot more careful than she just was. Now she always has to have a swift roll up because at any given point she can die. She always has to make sure she has enough heals for herself as well, because a 3v3, even if you're low, is way better than a 2v2. But just making it through, NoBully takes map number 1. Can they take map number 2 and be our victors today? Go home with $200, or will Team RMS bring it to map number 3?
Let's take a look here. Team RMS came very close, and they have to be very frustrated at this point. Going 4 rounds up just to have your work reset because you lost that 1 round. Good pressure right now from Reap What You Sow and Protagonist. And they will stick strong onto Vareem.
Oh, Vareem now in cap. He's just going to take the rest of that. The M2 and the M1 just a little bit too strong. That orb will also go to NoBully. Reap What You Sow might be low, but he doesn't care. He wants to take out in the flesh. He gets pushed, but only one of them does. Protagonist finishes off with a charged M1, and Varesh will accept his fate.
Averse is back on that Jumong, and this is definitely a comfort pick for Averse. When you look at Averse's Taya, it's really, really good. But when you look at Averse's Jumong, it is out of this world. There's no Jumong that plays like Averse. He is so good on that character, and he was easily able to rack up a ton of damage. I mean, look at his stats, 453 in such a short game. That's insane.
Yeah, that's actually pretty nuts. That's easily a double kill. That's the full health for 2 of their opponents.
Averse is able to just put out so much damage on this character. It's unthinkable, really. There's nobody who can match him on this character that I've seen so far. And they're really looking to close out this series, I think. That's why they put Averse on the Jumong. Let's see if Team RMS can adapt.
Turret's taking some damage, trying to save that counter for a good moment. The double petrify, they're just going to turn it in the flesh. Has to use his space to get out, and then he fails all of his allies. Seeker's Mark goes out, double in cap in the flesh, at risk.
Oh,
does not have his space bar.
too.
And the banana has to use space bar to get away, gets barriered.
They will get the center orb, Team RMS. The EX stealth gets put out. And actually, I think they will be able to kite out for the time being. Let's see what Averse does. Gets hit by the snipe, and that's going to turn things around. All of a sudden, Tahertz is incredibly dangerous. Will get petrified up, and that's going to buy a little bit of space for Team RMS.
Averse just
or
used
rather,
both.
for NoBully.
Averse has used both Black Arrows. It should be up soon. Now that he has the Seeker's Mark on 1, he's using
Oh my
Black Arrow.
gosh.
And he's used the other. He now has no more mobility. Averse needs to be careful. We're going to see an ultimate come out for Resh. Wants to take him down. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa!
Almost goes down, and he didn't have his material up. Fantastic use of cooldowns. Averse will go down.
Nice from Tahertz. I really like the execution on that play. Identified that there were no cooldowns available. Was able to get the 1, 2, 3, and then popped them with the shatter. Oh, but oh my God, Protagonist does a ton. And then Petrify may be able to
Oh, they take out 1.
There is the cross kill.
Fantastic on Vareem to still get that orb. Tahertz was petrified. A lot of CC on the side of NoBully. They have to be careful. They don't want to get 2v1 if they can petrify 1.
Oh, good teleport from
There's 1
Tahertz.
petrify. We might see an in-cap following up from Shifu. No, we will not, but he's getting material. They're just going to hunt down Varesh. They know he has nothing left.
He has more berries. Look at how many berries he has.
Oh, so much shield. I talked about that. It was like 78.
He gets a counter, and that's big.
Oh,
He's gonna use the ultimate.
Protagonist.
No, Protagonist
Just gets out of that. Some barely, but then he gets silenced. Will Reap What You Sow. He does get the counter, though.
Oh my God, this is
no.
a really bad spot. Resources are low. Vareem has a roll. Tahertz has 1 bar of energy.
Oh!
They will secure the kill.
Oh,
Nice on
direct
the
that of it.
teleport.
He saw that coming. He saw the M1, the charged M1 coming his way. Didn't want to get weak, and he R'd through that. And in a fantastic mechanical play, Team RMS take round number 2.
Tahertz puts Team RMS on his back and comes in strong. Reap What You Sow made a sick move at the beginning of that 2v2 play. He was about to get Panic Flash, but knew he wanted to keep the pressure up, tossed a spear and hopped over the flask as it went under him, and was able to avoid CC and put on a ton of pressure. I was actually worried that at that point, just based on that move, Reap What You Sow and Protagonist were going to be able to rush down either Vareem or Hertz, but they somehow cut it out fine, and with the big ultimate pop from Hertz, he was able to come back, do so much damage, and finish out the kill on Protagonist, or rather put Protagonist really low, made him counter and play defensively, and then finish out the kill on Reap What You Sow.
Varesh's ultimate so incredibly strong. If he can land all three of them, each one does 24 damage. He can chase you down, and he isn't invulnerable the entire time as well, so you can't stop him once it gets started unless he misses. Now Hertz is going to put them damage on a Verse. The Verse has to be careful. He's used his Black Arrow to escape. The double immaterial 2 will get it, and they will get the orb as well. Team RMS looking strong early in this game.
They're doing very well adjusting to the Jumong pick, I feel. Let's see. EX Stealth gets hit. Hertz gets hit by the shift left click from Jumong. He has a lot of butter.
Oh, he got petrified.
They could punish Reap What You Sow. Reap What You Sow needs to be very careful. Crippling Goo in the pocket. Oh no, Vareem. Nice interrupt on this serious ultimate. He nearly gets 3. Reap What You Sow is still at very low health, but Vareem needs to start spending to save herself.
There's a petrifying 1. Can they take down Vareem in time and make it a
Panic?
What a shield. Take a look at all the shield he got, and he will go down. Protagonist couldn't take it in, but the cross kill on Lucy.
The stun inside the goo was key. Got a little bit extra damage. This is dangerous. The disabling shot will whiff. Oh, there's a snapshot for the kill. Nice use of the EX right click.
The silence. He couldn't M2 to finish him off, plus the shield. Just saving his
Get out of the way.
Oh, what a shatter. Reap What You Sow. Will he be able to pull this orb in? I know he wants to. He's going to try and get it. Oh, just pushed away with the EX shatter.
And the counter is down. Only immaterial left. There it is, a closeout. Team RMS 2 rounds up. This is intense. I can't believe how close this is.
This is actually fantastic. This trade ping pong back and forth. Will Team RMS be able to keep this momentum? Last time they let NoBully win the last 2 to take the map from them. It's really just a matter of, it's the consistency that has to be so tough to mentally keep up with the fast pace that this team brings every single round, and to try and make sure you win it all and every trade is worthwhile. It's got to be tough, man. It's got to be taxing on your head.
The big thing for me is the lack of Tornado. A Verse on Jumong is a much more aggressive pick. Doesn't have the Tornado as well as Team Haste. And I think those 2 things are making the big difference here. Unable to really peel for Protagonist or himself. And that means that Hertz is all the more dangerous.
Reap What You Sow, just get in there in the flesh, trying to get a flick because they know we couldn't get the immaterial. Rain of arrows down to Vareem. Vareem's going to get chased down. There's a weaken as well. He does get shielded by Varesh, and now Protagonist is going to take some damage, but a Verse with nothing on him. They're just going for nothing but poor Vareem.
2 cooldowns spent at the same time. Again, the Swift Roll and the EX Stealth, and now Vareem is still getting chased down by Reap What You Sow, and Protagonist might join it just a bit. We'll see, double incapacity. Here comes
and
the Dragon Slayer.
Oh no! What a flick of Verse, just getting him after the roll. The Rain of arrows on the M1 will take down Lucy. So much health still left for NoBully.
Protagonist needs to be careful though. The cross kill could happen. No, but Jade takes him out, and that's going to secure the 3v1 victory here unless Hertz can do something incredible. There it is, the second round, and we are all tied up again. It feels like an uphill battle for Team RMS just when they're starting to pick up momentum. NoBully answers back, and it seems like they're back to square one. I like that aggression. Big problem for Vareem. Reap What You Sow and Protagonist were essentially able to walk right up to her. Right up to Vareem, rather.
Now we're going to see again. They're tied up 2 rounds to 2 rounds. Couldn't be closer. Couldn't be trading any better. It really just turns into, I don't even know. It honestly gets really fast paced. It's hurting my brain sometimes to Hertz. Gonna try and pull that sentry gun. Oh, but he has to be careful. He's going to get CC'd hard, and he will. He's going to get him too, but the shields will protect him. No max health taken from him just yet, just a little bit. The material from in the flesh. Wasn't able to get a snipe off, though. Now he's in a bad spot. He will get weakened as well, down to half health. That will get sniped away from a Verse for NoBully. Now another petrified. They just keep taking out Varesh. They don't want him to put out the damage, and they know he's so hard to kill with his support.
And the Flesh is going to have to jump out of that Sirius ultimate, and that's really the benefit of getting the orb first. They were able to have resources spent on ultimates, and instead Team RMS have to spend resources defensively. There's a crippling goo. Versus is going to double jump out of there. Both counters do get procced, and this is looking terrible. The second orb goes to NoBully as well. And now Fareem is in trouble. Hertz will teleport out of the whirling blade.
Oh my, take a look at that. Oh, and then it accidentally procs it. The Immaterial will save him from a little bit. There's a double in cap in the flesh now. Will go down shortly after into Hertz. Left alone.
3 rounds up now. Averse, Reap What You Sow, and Protagonist are well on their way. They just need 2 more to close out the map and take the tournament. Team RMS is slowly losing their lead, or rather slowly losing the ground that they gained.
Getting so close to the very end. And we see Reap What You Sow. If he can get in there, he's not able to penetrate. Look at this, they're so close together. First trying to put some damage up, and now there's the double Seeker's Mark, but the Immaterial will stop him from getting it, but the counter gets wasted for the Hertz while he's Immaterial.
The timing was just wrong. Here comes Protagonist. We'll put the weekend onto.
Oh my, the R. The Swift's roll might be tasty, but I don't know if it's going to protect him much longer. Fareem, he does get Immaterial from Jade. Jade might get a snipe, tries to get away. Thought Reap What You Sow was going to use the counter, but he's not. To Hertz now, all alone, and he's going to get petrified, but it gets broken immediately by an Averse M2. Doesn't matter, he's now in the fray. Will he get out of there? He's in-capped. The flick over the snipe on Protagonist. It will get countered, though. Oh, no, to Hertz, you're looking bad, and you can't counter through that. The Immaterial might save you, but not for long. You'll go down.
The CC from Protagonist has been incredible, constantly landing multiple petrifies and just will keep in the flesh and to Hertz shut down for so long while they just chase down and do more and more damage. It's looking like NoBully might take another tournament win. Averse and Reap What You Sow seem unstoppable in 3s right now. Team RMS fought strong for the early parts of this particular match, but right now Reap What You Sow and Averse are just running away with it. Protagonist going incredibly big.
NoBully now 1 round away from taking this. It might be ping pong rounds back and forth, but look at all that damage in the flesh. It's a little bit too late on that fail. Now all the damage going on to Varesh. What happened? The M2 from Averse will take him down. Now in a 2v3 with 78% health pool, will they be able to take this out?
In the flesh and Fareem are in tons of trouble now, and I don't see it happening. There's so much coming down on In the Flesh, and he will go down. And oh no, in the finals, Team RMS really would have liked the first place finish, but NoBully continues to show that they are the best in the North American scene. First place finish, a first on the Jumong once again.
Fantastic play. Congratulations to NoBully. Playing so well, but the back and forth Team RMS put up as good of a fight as I think any team would have. They played well. The interesting team comp from both sides, nothing we see very often, which I really like. We really don't see Shifu Sirius often aside from these two. And the Jade Varesh combo with a Lucy.
Yeah.
Don't see that ever either, and they both played it as well as they could. Tried to counter each other. It was back and forth, but last second, in the last few rounds, NoBully were able to come out on top. They finally figured it out. They were able to penetrate the battleship defense that was Team RMS, and they take it on top. Congratulations. They will go home with $200 today. First place prize.